This video is made for adult collectors cuz train. Autism. Alright. So, for those new to the channel that don't know or have not either read the channel description, which I'll put right here if I remember to do so in editing, but I have autism. Yeah, I know it's a shock. It is definitely a shock. I mean, how can you not have autism by all this crap I have hanging up on my wall, especially that in the background. I don't know if you can tell, but that's a Thomas and Friends stuff. But yeah, I had autism for my whole life. Now I don't suffer from it. I'm thriving from it, which is why I'm here right now. And well, for the longest time in my life, Thomas and Friends has always been a part of my childhood, mostly because it's trains. And well, kind of fairly recently, like a couple years now, I've been getting back into Transformers, which I really wish I had been doing like years ago, which if you watched my Earthrise Optimus Prime review, you'd know that. But I have something here that I'm reviewing today that's kind of like a mixture of like the two things with a whole hint of autism. So for those that didn't know, back in the days when like IDW Publishing had like the Transformers licensing for comics, they did a whole run of like a whole new thing they're trying to do, which was like a whole what if for Transformers, which basically was like what if the Transformers woke up in different time eras. The first thing that started off with that was something called Hearts of Steel. And if this isn't a big indicator of what we're reviewing today, then I'm just gonna say right out, today's review is basically pertaining to a third-party figure of the character that's featured on the cover there. So, without further ado, greetings, Legolanders, Cybertronians, geeks, and nerds alike. I'm Mr. Donut, and today we're taking a look at a third-party figure of Hearts of Steel Bumblebee. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, for the video idea here I wanted to do here, I originally wanted to review the Transformers Siege Shockwave, but I figured this would be easier to do than that figure because of things I'll talk about when he gets his own video. Trust me, it's gonna come, guys. I swear it will come. But for now, let's focus on the autism bot here. So yeah, if you didn't know, this is a third-party figure for a Hearts of Steel version of Bumblebee, which I had to say is pretty kind of accurate to his design in the comic. I gotta say it does look good. I will say it looks decent. Obviously there's no Autobot logo right here because third-party figure, and well, if they did that, they freaking will get sued to high heaven by Hasbro. So yeah, I mean, he's decent, and I know there's a new version of like an official Hearts of Steel Bumblebee, which I'll show right here if I remember to do so in editing again. But yeah, this one scales a little bit better with the others there, because that version is small, so to say. It's like oh freaking it's like close to like core class size in a way, but yeah, I don't really think that's a good way to describe it. But this figure's a lot more better, so let's just take a closer look at him here. So first off, the head sculpt is weird to say the least. It's kind of reminiscent of like the old G1 head design here, which I should show right here. I can't remember to do it, so yada yada yada. But the difference with this one is that it's got these bolts and rivets right here for his little horns, and I don't know, I honestly don't like this head design. It just seems like too G1-esque for what it is. I much rather prefer the head design on the comic cover right here, because that just looks sick. That looks pretty sick, dude. But oh my gosh. Besides the head there, I don't really have much other complaints about this figure. I mean, he is a wide boy with his big old chest here. That's the boiler for the train mode, which that we'll get into later. And the feet here are the front of the train, which is, again, pretty reminiscent of the G1 Bumblebee because of the front of his view commode became his feet. And, well, frankly, that's very clever, I gotta say. And, well, for the little details he's got in here, like the bolts and such, and like the gears on the side here that do absolutely nothing, it's just little touches like that I like so much. That just appeals to me so much about this figure. It's just so interesting to say the least. And also, he's somewhat pretty solid. I mean, his legs do flop around when you just start shaking him violently like that, but yeah, he's somewhat solid regardless. He is a good figure. I like, he came a lot. He's a very smooth figure to say the least. And the back is pretty clean, but my only complaint about this is that these things right here, they just flop around a lot and don't have like any place to go really. They don't need to tab in, they just pain. That's one annoyance I have with this guy. So yeah, that's that, I guess. Now, getting into his posability here, his head is on some type of weird joint here that I originally thought was a ball joint, but after taking a closer look, it doesn't seem to be a ball joint. But you can look up that far, look down, not at all, and full 360, and oh yeah, that's the head. The arms here, however, with these things getting in the way, it's kind of annoying to try and get them moved. But both arms, they could go out that far and go back about that far. And let's see, there is a arm rotation thing. I don't know what to call that, like shoulder rotation. I don't know. Let's see. Arms can bend to about that far. No hand articulation, but they can do this. That's mostly for transformation, but it's a pretty cool way to display him with his accessory, which we'll show off later. And, well, it's basically the same for the arm. I'll just say here for the arm. Legs here, they can go out to about that far, go back to that far. See. And knees bent to about that far, and weird ankle pivot because it's not really an ankle, but it kind of works because these things are pretty wide.
Oh brother, this guy stinks!
I don't know what to say about that one. There is a waist rotation kind of, but this here doesn't move with this, so it looks weird. There's also a thigh rotation. And, of course, as I did with Earthrise Optimus here, I have to do it with Bumblebee. He also has a beautiful spread! I regret everything. And anyways, well, yeah, besides that, there's not really much else to talk about here. That's his posability right there. That's Bumblebee's posability. And before I forget, he does include an accessory, which is a hammer, which he does have in the comic, which I don't think he actually really uses all that much, because like in the comic he does either like engage with the Decepticons, they're all like in their steampunky old modes, which is really a shame because I would have liked to see these guys like duke it out with each other in like robot modes. But anyways, yeah, the hammer is pretty cool, I will say. It's got some nice bolt detailing here, and well, there's a weird thing about this hammer that's like not really mentioned in any extraction at all, because like this thing can like somewhat transform, so like the handle can bend to that far, and then it's also got these pegs right here that can do that. Like, I don't know what these are. I don't know what this is for. Like, what's even the point of this? I'm so confused. It's like supposed to be like some type of artillery cannon or something like that. I don't know. I mean, it'd be pretty funny if it was, but I don't know. But if you guys know, let me know in the comments below, because yeah, I honestly don't know. And now we're gonna move on to his transformation. I'm hoping I can fully get on camera, because considering this is a third-party figure, he does some kind of like BS transformation stuff that is kind of hard to do. So first off, you want to flip this thing to right there, first and foremost. The hands, you'll want to flip in for here. I'd like to do that. And these, you'll have to move up to about there, and also move these flaps to up to right there, and that's pretty much those done for now. And the arms, they can move back here for now. And well, let's see if I remember correctly. And also the arms will have to bend to this way, but first off you need to like move these fins to right about there. It's just annoying, and which I'll showcase soon. But before we move on with that, honestly, let's move on to the legs first. So legs, they just simply tap into each other. If you could get this lined up, if I can cooperate. There we go. And for the heels here, I suppose you could rotate those in, and that's that. And the leg, you'll want to move the train wheels out, and yeah. And then you'll just want to fold in the feet like that, and oh, that's basically the feet. Yay! But now we can fold in the head, kinda. I'm sorry, my brain's not cooperating. Just give me a second to fix. Okay, I eventually got it all fixed. Yay. So yeah, I did get it fixed. I got the arms moved out, and I got these things like pushed to out here, because well, if you didn't do that, because well, I'll just show you, because it'll just go out to right there, and it's annoying, so I just rather popped it out. As far as I can tell, it doesn't like really crack the plastic or anything, but I could be wrong. But yeah, the arms are just like that, and just folding the arms like that for now. As for the waist here, we'll want to come to this and just flip this down to right there. Take the boiler here and snap it all together. Have the lip here like under the boiler there, otherwise it'll just stick out. And yeah, that's just weird looking. Something straight out of my fever dreams. Oh yeah, and I forgot, these things have a tendency to pop off. At least on my copy. I don't know if it's like widespread to any other figures. I mean, this is, as far as I can tell, this is kind of like a knockoff of like a knockoff. It's hard to explain, and I don't really want to explain it. I don't feel like explaining it because I'm lazy, but let's just move on. Anyways, for legs, you'll just want to bend them out to right there. There are tabs in here you can tab it in, but it's kind of annoying because they do come untabbed. And well, yeah, just leave it like that for now. As for the back here, you want to move these things to the sides till they like click into place, just like that. They don't tab into anything, they just stay like that, which is nice. And then you can move these up to here. Yep, just leave it like that. And now the wheels can move up. And well, these things are supposed to tab into these, but yeah, it doesn't really work well. And well, let's see. And you can flip these up as well. And yep, there you have it. You now have train. I will say right now, I love this train design. It's just so cool, man. It's just so steampunk aesthetic. I like it a lot. With like the wooden boiler and like the 2 funnels there. It's just so simplistic and fun. I like it a lot. But anyways, yeah, getting into the vehicle mode design here, it is nice. The big old cow catcher right there. It's pretty solid altogether, despite these scenes being annoying, but I can't really fix that. Only God can fix it. And unfortunately, he ain't here right now to help out. The hands, they do stick out, which is not really annoying, but what are you gonna do? I don't know. And the wheels here, they are on pins, so they can roll around simply like that. And the pistons here, like the axle rods here, they're like fixed into place so they don't move with the wheels, which is understandable. But yeah, it's understandable, really. I guess the bottom here it's just a mess, really. But what are you gonna do? It's a transformer. What are you gonna do? The bottom's not always gonna look clean. Just look at the Earthrise Seekers, man. But it does have weapon storage. Before I forget, you can just take the hammer here and you can slide it into here. It just stays in place. Not really much of a difference there, but it can sometimes fall out right there. I wasn't sure if it will fall out. It is kind of tempting, well, but a few good chicks like I just showed right there can fall out. And also, before I forgot, it also did come with a pair of tracks. Just a track. You can display him much, which I will say it's pretty fun. And he does stay on like my the wheels do have a tendency to want to derail and so just stay on the tracks, you freaking annoying little piece of frag. Trust me, it does stay on the track. It does stay on the track, trust me. It's just annoying to have to stay on the track. But before we move on, as I mentioned before with the hammer, you can just flip these out and then, well, as I found out, you could just put them kind of in the funnels there, because the funnels are like 5mm ports, but they're kind of hard to pin in there. And well, now you're back in the punch now. I'm gonna kill you. This is so freaking stupid. I don't know how I came up with this, but it's so freaking dumb. Just imagine you're just trying to go about your day and you just see this thing charging towards you with this on the top. It just be like, choo-choo, motherfucker! Yeah, that's right. I forget. Doing that and trying to pull it out, these funnels, at least this funnel right there, has like a tendency to like kind of pop out, but you can just stick it back in there. It's not really that big of a deal. But yeah. That's that, I guess. And well, before I move on, he actually does come with like a type of trading card here, so it does conveniently show the name of the toy here. So I guess this is SA-01 Wasp. Wait, there already is a character in Transformers named Wasp, so that means this is still plagiarizing. This is a plagiarization! This is a plagiarization! I don't know why I did that. Anyways, what I mean by that is that I'll just pop it on the screen there and probably leave a description in it or whatever. But there's a trading card. It's pretty simplistic, and there's a description on the back if I can read it. Oh, let's see. Wasp is the little brother of the trained robots. He transformed into a small double chimney steam train. He is small and enthusiastic. and sometimes likes to say some jokes in charge of episode Naji and strategic reconnaissance. Look, I know I'm reading all these wrong, but you gotta stick with me here. This is just how I roll, alright? In the battlefield, he is the best agent and master of covert action. Anyway, well, nobody really cares about that, so whee! It fell right there. So, overall here, I'd say this is a pretty fun figure, all things considered. I mean, for being a third-party figure, it does has its problems. I mean, a lot of third-party figures do have their problems. I mean, I do have, like, 2 other third-party figures, which are, like, knockoffs of, like, official figures. Like, I have two knockoffs of official Transformer figures, which are both studio series and off the live-action films, which is live-action 07 Megatron and 07 Ironhide without his cannons, and he has guns. Maybe I might do a review on them one of these days. Let me know in the comments, honestly. I might, really. Anyways, yeah, closing thoughts on this. This is a pretty fun figure. I do like him a lot, but I know for a fact there are other bootleg figures of, like, other Hearts of Steel characters. Like, there's Optimus Prime and Starscream and Shockwave. Also, a recolor of Starscream for Skywarp and Thundercracker. I know those do exist, and one of these days I will find them. But unfortunately, there is no third-party version of a Hearts of Steel Megatron, which is unfortunate because there is, like, official design concept art for him. If I can find it real quick here.
2,000 years later.
There we go. See, found it. See, right there. This is the official concept design for a Hearts of Steel Megatron. One which is a cannon, which this is essentially what Hasbro did, and one that turns into a pistol, reminiscent of the old G1 version of him, that turned into a Walter P-38. Fun. But, yeah. Despite all that, one of these days, I really hope to find those figures and add them to the collection. But I have heard a lot of bad stuff about it because of, like, quality. Here's to hope I get lucky. Probably not, though. But, yeah, anyways, surprisingly, this was actually pretty short. And, well, yeah, that was my review of the, well, knockoff of Transformers Hearts of Steel Bumblebee here. So, I guess, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and comment what you think about this figure and what you think about, I guess, the quality of the video altogether. I'm still getting the hang of this review stuff, really. Just, follow me on Instagram and all that stuff, yada yada blah blah blah. And I'll see you for the next time. And until then, transform and roll out!